All right, back in the shop. I can fix it. So I had this edger apart, diagnosing some issues with it. But once I seen some things, I wanted to put it back together quickly so that I could just share with you what I found and why I shouldn't be doing this. So I get edgers all the time. Of course, down here, they're always all taped up. Tape everywhere. If your roller guard right here is working properly, it will spin. So no need to put tape on there. Just a maintenance issue. If your roller guard sits under here, and it should rotate freely. So it spins and rolls along the wall. So you're not going to tear up your wall. Now, yes, painted baseboard's a different story, but still, don't tape the bottom of the edger. Tape the baseboard. You do it once, you're done until you're ready to put urethane on the floor, and you can leave the tape there and then pull it off when you're done with the job. That way your base is protected through all aspects of the job. Sanding, edging, finishing, staining, whatever you got to do. But here's why you don't tape the bottom of your edger. The edger has a fan, right? The fan draws up the dust into this dust port right here, right? And into a bag or a vacuum. What is required for a fan to work? It has fan blades, yes. It moves air, but it also has to draw air from somewhere. So when these edgers are all taped up, if I take the pad off and I set it on this desk and turn it on, it will vacuum down to the desk, to the workbench. So it's not pulling any air. It has to pull air here, and it has to pull air around the back down here. Now this one's broke, we don't want to see that, but it has to draw air in order for this fan on the armature to blow dust out the dust port. But here's another fan. Now it's above the housing down here, the gear case housing. It's in here. That's the upper fan on the armature. What's the purpose of that? That is to cool the motor and the armature, right? So you're drawing air in here or blowing air out here, either way, because the blades are flat. They're not bent, so air can move either direction really. But again, it has to draw air or expel air somewhere. So when you see this, why are we taping over the vent plugs? I don't really know. This edger, this will not hit the wall. This will. This may hit a cabinet, but if you're going under a toe kick, you're using the wrong edger. This is not a toe kick edger. It's not meant to go under the toe kick. So if you're going under so far that you're rubbing this on the cabinets, then you've got the wrong machine for the job. This right here, these holes are here for a reason. If they didn't need to be here, well, there'd be a solid plug right there. So that plug is where you can access your brush spring and your brush. But true, it is also a vent. So air can be drawn in or escape out. Why is that important? Again, overheating, right? So here's the edger. We took it apart. You can tell the brushes right here. You can pull this one out. So you're supposed to replace your brushes when they're halfway worn. These are well over halfway worn, well beyond that, to the point that the tension on the spring back here, the spring tension, was not pushing the brush up against the armature. Okay. So yeah, that's wore down a lot, way more than halfway. In fact, I'll show you a brand new brush. And you want to get these at American Sanders, the 40818A, and it takes 4 of them. So here is a new one. Okay. And it's just a hair more than halfway when you measure it out. But it was to the point where the brush springs that hold it in place were not putting any tension on the brush. So these have to have tension. Once it wears to a certain point, there's no tension. It did burn some arcing and stuff on the holder. Hopefully the holder's still good as long as the brushes slide inside there. But we also notice how black this armature is, and it's really in bad shape. It's been hot for sure. Again, more than likely because the vent plugs were taped up, so the fan wasn't pulling no air. Now, if you want to see the armature, like I said, I had it all apart. There's the fan that draws the air through the machine and expels it up here at the vent plugs, and it cools all this. This is the lower fan. This is in that bottom housing. This is what picks up the dust and blows it out the exhaust port. So again, go easy on the tape, guys. Make sure you have the right machine for the job. If you do tape the front, I know people like to do it because their wall guard don't turn. It's real simple. If you flip it over and you take out 4 screws, take the pad off and 4 screws out, you can take this wall guard off and you can clean this brass ring. And this is the plate it sits around. You can clean it, but look, it spins real easy until it gets caked up with dust. So that's a simple maintenance item. We'll go over that another time, but just wanted to give you a heads up on what I'm seeing here and why it's important to lay off the blue tape. So hope you liked the video. Hit the like button, tell your friends about the channel, and until next time, I Can Fix It.